So you were texting this person, right? Time and time again, trying to, build things up. Things seem like they started good, and all of a sudden you notice that the energy is shifting. At that moment, it's so easy to do one or two things. Either you go cold or you start freaking out. Which one it is really kind of just depends on how you handle things as an individual, right? But before you start doing either one, let's go ahead and address a couple things. It's Marcus Frazier, your future life coach here from Teachable Tuesdays. Here to motivate you, encourage you, and inspire you to be a better you. I appreciate you guys for joining me today. As always, make sure you hit the like button, subscribe button, notification button, so that way you stay up to date with all of my future Teachable Tuesdays content. Today, we're going to talk about, in just a quick video, this won't be a long video at all, as to what do you do when a person's energy shifts that you are dating, getting to know, or in a relationship, right? So I'm going to kind of address them all on the same playing field with some slight differences, being if you're in a relationship. But we'll address the talking/dating stage first. If you are, first of all, if you're texting constantly as a man or as a woman, I'm going to offer you a friendly recommendation. Stop texting so much. The reason why I say that is because really what you should be trying to do, especially if you're a man, you should be trying to set up a date with that individual as much as possible. You want to see that individual because you guys can build something together being in person. It's hard to build off of text messages. Yes, anticipation can come off a text message, but connection happens through live experiences, right? Does not happen via text messages. Doesn't even happen via FaceTime. You know what I'm saying? Although I will say this. Sorry, I had something in my eye. Call them. Maybe try calling. Maybe not before the first date. Like, obviously, if it's the first 1 or 2 dates, don't, call them as much. Sorry, I really got something. I don't know what I got in my eye right now. Goodness gracious. Anyways, if my eye looking weird, I feel like I'm going to say the same thing that Pastor James said in church the other day. It's because I got something in my eye. Good Lord. Sorry. But anyways, try other means of communication besides text messages. And the reason why I say that is because text messages can oftentimes kind of get misconstrued. You know what I'm saying? So you want to maybe come from a place to where you're communicating with them. Voice inflections make a big difference, but there's nothing better than meeting in person. Texting early on especially should only be used to find a way to meet in person. Now, obviously, if you're in a relationship and you guys are texting a little bit more often, that's perfectly fine. But if you're not in a relationship with this person, don't text as often. But let's just say, again, you're talking, you're dating, you notice the energy shifts, right? Don't overreact. Don't necessarily go cold. I always say there's 3 things that you could do that'll help you out. Number 1, obviously match their energy. If you notice that they're pulling back a little bit, and I know this sounds counterintuitive, but just bear with me for a second, pull back a little bit as well. Because you don't want that person to feel overwhelmed. You don't want things to feel overbearing, if you catch my drift. You know what I'm saying? Now, obviously, if you're in a relationship, maybe check in, make sure that everything is okay. But if you're just getting to know the person, match the energy. Because if somebody's giving you full throttle energy, give them full throttle energy. If they're giving you half energy, give them half. And the reason why I say that is not necessarily to play games, but it's because you also want to protect your energy as well. You don't want to overshoot. So that's the first thing you can do. Number 2, again, like I said before, try setting up a date. You know what I'm saying? Sometimes it might not even necessarily be that you did anything wrong or they did anything wrong. It could literally just be coming from a standpoint of, life is just happening right now. A lot of people, they think when the energy shifts that they're losing interest, and they, kind of start to panic. Especially fellas, right? Don't panic. Actually go in understanding that life does happen. I'll use myself as an example. Life is happening right now, which we'll talk about that in another video right now. But don't overly react, don't panic, understand that life is life, and maybe they just need some time. And if that person is really interested in you, they will tell you what's going on. They might not tell you everything that's going on, but they will let you know that life is happening and they still want to continue to communicate with you. The third thing that you can do is play it cool. And I think that trumps everything. Really play it cool. And the reason being is because the last thing that you can do, the last thing that you want to do is overreact. Because let's say life is just life and then you overreact. Now, that kind of shows that, number one, you're not being considerate, but also, number two, that you don't know how to properly handle your emotions. You feel what I'm saying? And I think, I know a lot of times we look at men and we're like, men have to know how to react emotionally when it comes to maybe a woman doing that, but the flip can be script. I'd say it goes for ladies too. You know what I'm saying? Because if you're a lady and you're overreacting, you could definitely turn a man off easily. So it can go both ways. So don't just automatically think that just because the energy is shifting, that's the reason. Also, if it's happening early on, you might have to just recognize that there might not be a big texter. They may not be a big texter. Like, that's legit. You know what I'm saying? And you got to understand and respect that. Sometimes they might want to actually talk on the phone, FaceTime, or, like I said, which is better than everything else, meet in person. Now, if you're in a relationship and you notice the energy shifts, I think the first thing you should do is have a conversation, right? You know, play it cool, of course, yes. But beyond that, this is when you've established enough with that person to where you can actually sit down and say, hey, I'm noticing there's just, been a shift lately. Is everything okay? Is everything cool? And you find that information out. And the reason why that's so important is because, again, you've gotten to know that person enough to where you can afford to do that, right? And, they'll be open enough to talk to you about what's going on and so on and so forth. Very important, y'all. Communication, no matter what side you're on, is key. So again, before I wrap up this video, don't freak out just because the energy is shifting. Actually, kind of figure out what's going on and communicate. Bottom line, you do that, you'll win every time, regardless if it's the outcome that you desired or not. All right? Marcus Frazier, Teachable Tuesdays, here to motivate you, encourage you, and inspire you to be a better you. Thank you for joining me today. Greatly, greatly appreciate it. Make sure you hit the like button, hit the subscribe button, and I will catch you guys tomorrow with another video. Peace.